Okay, so welcome to How to Use the Essential Oil Starter Guide workshop. I'm so excited to be able to share with you how we have provided classes and educated people. And I've got a really exciting addition to this that's going to really help you with classes and things like that. So what it is this is the booklet that we're going to use for our customers, for our classes, for people that don't know about essential oils. You can be a complete beginner or you can be an expert. It doesn't matter. You'll still refer to this even if you've been doing it for years, because I still refer to it when I'm making my recipes up and things like that. So alongside this, because this is an ideal not just for intro classes but for supporting new customers during a wellness consultation, we have available, so anyone who buys the kit gets free um, a presentation to go along with it. But it's exactly the same. I'll show it you in a second. So then you can share it with everybody. And then hopefully they'll have the book in the hand when you're doing a Zoom with them. If you're doing a Zoom presentation with them, if it's a one-to-one, you can just take it with you. And that way you can sort of refer to the slide as they're looking through the booklet. So I thought that was a nice addition, really. And it just helps them to really get into learning and just really empowering them so they're off on the way with regards to oils. So when it comes to a class setting, let's start with the class setting and I'll move on to the wellness consultation. So basically we want to be putting these on, so let's say you've got 10 people coming, we want to be putting them on the seats, and then using your own to refer to. And we found it so powerful, this, because as people are flicking through, you'll find even before you've got started, they're starting to flick and they already have seen what oils they need before you've even spoken. So they do speak for themselves in many ways. But I'm just going to grab my document with regards to how to get started. And I will send this in a minute as well. So at the beginning of a class, let's say it could be one person, it could be 10 people or 20 people. You just need to state the purpose of the class. So there's not a lot you need to remember because this really does say a lot, everything you need to say. You're just showing your love of essential oils. You've had a little story. Everyone's had a story of essential oils, so you can share your story of how you got started. I think stories are more powerful than anything. I don't know about you. People want to hear your story, and you probably find that most people ask you first. So get that done, and then people feel comfortable with you. They get to know you as a person. They get to know you're real. You've got kids, or you've got people that you've supported, and then you can just move on to what are essential oils. They're the aromatic compounds that are found on the bark, the resin, the tree, the plants, the flower heads, etc. And then if you have your lemon, a fresh lemon, and peel it and pass a little bit of peel round to everybody. And then when you've done that, you'll have your doTERRA 15 ml lemon oil or your 5 ml. And when you tell them to close their eyes first, because we've had squeeze eyes of lemon oil, ask them to squeeze the oil and say, this is how doTERRA extracts the oil, but obviously in a more math way. And then that's the pure oil that's distilled into the bottle, and there's 75 lemons in that bottle. As soon as they've done that lemon test and they've extracted the oil themselves from the peel, we pass around the lemon oil and they're like, it's exactly the same. That blows them away. They've got the purity issue sorted. They know they can take it in a drink, because some people get freaked out, don't they, straight away? I can't drink it. And that just shows that it's a fruit oil, you can drink it. And that to us has been a really simple illustration that helps them to understand, yeah, we're not talking about aromatherapy oils, this is different. So the purity gets in there. If you want to, you can pass around the wild orange and demonstrate the breathing techniques, but you don't need to. You can just do the lemon and then start by saying, page 1, basically. Did you know that an estimated 10% of the world's plants contain essential oils, and they're recognized by their aroma? You can talk about purity, it's all there. You can just literally read a sentence to say about testing that's involved, and doTERRA is part of the pure CPTG grade of oils. You can mention safety, but I tend not to touch too much. I usually do that on the wellness consultation, as well as the rollers. But I basically go start by looking at now there's 3 ways that we can use our essential oils. I might just share my screen, actually. That'd be more beneficial for you rather than just showing you the book. Go share. Go. See that, can you? Stop sharing. Oh, yeah, now you can see that. Lovely. So yeah, so generally once we've talked about purity, we go straight to this one here. And the 3 ways we can use the oil. So really, really simple. Let's present that so it's a bit bigger for you. There we go. This way you may have your vegetable capsules out on the table as well. The host might encourage everyone to drink the lemon oil in water. And that's the 3 ways of doing it. And then literally you're just flicking through the topical use. It's up to you whether you want them to demonstrate topical use or not. And then at this point, and this is where I was saying about the wild orange, you might want to leave it till this point with the wild orange and the wild orange and peppermint technique that we often do, where you pass around the wild orange, get them to breathe it in, exhale 4, etc. If you want to do peppermint after that, you can, because that blows everyone away. It's really powerful. Then you can do that, and then show them how they can send them home using these wonderful oils there. So what I tend to do then is I've got my family kit there, the little box, the little green box, and then I pass around each of the 10 oils and explain them. And I don't have to explain them very, very much at all, because what I say is, let's turn to page 9, and we're going to look at lemon and how to use. And then people are smelling it, passing it round, chatting to the friends, saying, my husband's got this problem, and they're already ringing through what they want there. So I just do that with the 10. Like I say, you don't need to speak too much, because people are looking and they're reading. You can say things like these, looking at these sort of symbols, that these are the ways that we can use it safely as well. And that's basically the 10 oils that we go through. Very, very simple. And then at the end of doing the 10, and usually there's a lot of chatter in between, which is fine because it's an in-person class. You want people to be really excited. Once you've passed that round, I would go back to this page and get them to have a look at page 8, because it sums up the 10 oil kit. And then you can say, basically, we've covered 80% of common ailments, whether you've got a headache, tummy problem, you've got travel sickness, whatever it is, we've pretty much covered that. I've got all this in a document that I can send you after, so don't worry about too many notes. So once you've done that, you've summarized it, and then you can just end it by saying these kits are available, etc. Obviously tell them that they get this with it as well. Because many people be like, can I take this home? And that's where you have to be strong and say, no, it comes with a kit. Unless you want to sell it on, it's up to you. But generally, I do think it's a better idea to be saying it's part of the community, the education of community that we provide. And each kit comes with a booklet, but also you'll get a 30-minute training consultation on how to use your oils. And then you can use our slides for that as well. So it's very simple. People feel like they're not just buying a kit and being left to put it in a drawer and never use it. They feel really empowered that actually you're going to stay with me. I've got this little booklet. I've just flicked through it through the class. I know it's going to be okay. And if you want to go to town with some of the recipes, then you can do that. But very quickly, we've just done that 10 core oil. So anyone can do that. And then it's up to you whether you have the green cleaning available. You can talk about the flute bomb and talk about the different things you can make using it. So it's entirely up to you how much of it you talk about, really. But they can flick through anyway. If you wanted to make raw chocolates during or before the class, then you can talk about the recipe in here as well. And that's always nice that people, if they've tasted the chocolate, like, oh, I can make these at home, and it's a nice thing to do for kids as well. Yeah, some people have a little green cleaning station as well, and a class, depends how interactive you want it. they can make their own, or you can show them, just demonstrate all you do to make a green cleaning spray. And obviously we know that those oils are not limited, there's so many you can use, but we've just tried to stick to the 10 core oils to keep it simple. And obviously you can go on and do more with that. Just let this lady in. I do think during the class, about the 10 core oils, one thing I do mention, and it's related to the aromatic use, is the limbic system. I find that really powerful for people, because I know emotion, stress is a big thing. So it's very simple. You don't have to have a degree in this to just say that when you smell something, it has a direct correlation to your limbic system through the olfactory bulb. That's all you need to say, and they can read that. The things in bold there are for you to have a memory aid, thinking, oh, it releases emotional trauma. It can do, and depending on what we smell, could uplift, invigorate, or calm. And then the next page, basically, it does the job for you. How do you want to feel today? Then you want to be picking up a various oil to feel better, less gloomy, more energized, whatever it is. And then we've stuck to the 10 core oils and the mood management just to keep it simple, so they know they can use the kit straight away for mood. Because some people are like, oh, I don't know which, I'm getting confused, I don't know which oil to buy. So try and always stick to the 10, I would say, and the mood management as well. And that's it. So we have got, depending on what kit you're sort of trying to share with people, we have got all the stuff that is in the Daily Habits kit, which is the lifelong vitality, digestive enzymes, and the probiotics. So there is that as well, that you could talk about if you are deciding to do that type of class where you're doing it. Right, everybody, let's get rid of the 10 core oils. I'm sick of it. Let's just do Daily Habits with, and you can absolutely do that if you want to. So there's enough for a few different classes there, and we've all the aroma touch oil. So if you feel like the aroma touch diffused kit is one for you, then you can pretty much do, instead of the 10 oils, you do the 8 oils, because they are here. We've got the aroma touch oil there and everything that goes in that kit there. So you've got something for everything there. So yeah, no matter which kit you've got, you can definitely look at that. Okay. So, okay. So this is one thing I'm just need to add to the slides at the end. So this is more for the wellness consultation, and this will be added as a sample, and then people can fill out their own. So what I'm going to do now is just see if you've got any questions just about the classes first of all, before I move on to the next step. The booklet there. And anyone got any questions about the class in general and how you'd use it? Feel free to unmute. Yes, Anne.
Hiya. Yeah, what would you say then was a reasonable group size, a manageable group size? Because I know I've been on one with you and there was about 20 people, and that seemed okay. But for me, I thought maybe more than that would be a bit unmanageable. What do you think?
Could be, unless you've got an assistant and you're doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, 10's manageable. 15. If they've got these guides, you can pretty much, you can do it on your own, but I would say get your link generator done with your kits ready. Create a QR code, print off a list of the kits with your QR code so people can just scan it and buy it there. And then rather than you having, that's what takes the thing at the end, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know what to buy. We'll just literally, you've got a picture of the kit, do your QR code and put it on
right.
I think that's the better way to keep your hands free, because there's so many people to talk to.
Yeah. Okay, thanks.
Thanks, Dan. At the end of the class, when obviously not everyone's going to go for a kit, and that's to be expected. We don't expect everyone to want it straight away. So if you do find that that's the case, you can offer a one-to-one. You can use the slides even during that one-to-one before they've enrolled. you can maybe have an online class ready after an in-person, get one set up within a week or two, just to say everybody that's attended this class, because it's in person, it's lovely, but we don't get as much info in the head. So to cement your knowledge, please join Wednesday night's class at 7. And I would definitely do that as soon as you've set up an in-person. I would have one in a few days' time. Even have it printed out there at the class to say, or in your WhatsApp group, if you've got a WhatsApp group, and send it to them. That way you can just keep educating them one after the other. Some people are ready straight away, aren't they? Some people, they take a bit of time, they want to think about it. So one-to-one class, things like that. Sometimes it's a person's first experience with essential oils, so just keep them in the loop, keep them in whatever onboarding community you have, whether it's a mailing list or whatever, and just keep inviting to classes if they're not ready to do maybe a one-to-one or something like that. Is any other questions before I move on to the wellness consultation? No, I think that's everything. Okay, lovely. So I'm going to open up the slides that you'll all get, anyone who's ordered. Can we buy this? No, unfortunately, it's not available as a digital version, but the slides will be available as a digital version. So they're slightly different, a little bit more simplified. Yeah, it's just for a paper copy at the moment. Okay. Is there anyone in the US here tonight? I don't know if there's anyone in the US. Can you send around all the top 10? Yes, you can send around the top 10. I would send it one by one. The presentation could be editable. That's a good question, Joanne, because you want it to personalize it for your team. Yeah, I can think about doing that and maybe sharing it separate for you. That's fine. Yeah, no problem. I can get that sorted. Because everyone's got different resources that provide, don't they? So I suppose that would be good. So this is the universal one for now. So all we do is, as soon as they've got the kit, you just arrange a wellness consultation on Zoom. We're talking about Zoom. You can do it in person, which is fine. Just take your book, but we're just talking about Zoom at the moment because it is very simple, isn't it, on Zoom? So make sure that the person, when they're having the Zoom with you, has got the oils in front of them and they have the booklet with them. Okay. So basically, this is the presentation that you can just literally share your screen and go through one by one there. So very, very much similar to the booklet, but it gives us some questions to ask during it. What's your top 3 health concerns? So you can sort of start to think what's their issues, and we can start to then make some more detailed or specific regime for them. So yeah, it's very similar to the booklet, but bigger for them as well to use. You can tell I've just finished this because there's some blank pages, but it will be finished tonight. Yeah. Yeah, so towards the end, we've got continued education, sort of continued learning to just encourage them, because sometimes when you're having a wellness consult, you forget everything, don't you? So this will encourage them. They've got a QR code to download the Live Guide on the doTERRA website, and these booklets. I mean, this booklet is great to get started, and we know how good having a deep dive into it with the modern essentials and the emotions book, if they want to. Some people are really hungry, they want all the info. So I think at this point it's good to say, somewhere down the line you might want to get more of a detailed reference guide there. And then just links to, just reminders to have the joint if you do have a community there that they can join. But like I said, I can make it so you can add your own things in. Some people have online training camps and things like that, don't they? So you could add that. What I did do is I made sure that everyone can access this. So I'll just put this on anyway. And there's a QR code that directly links you to the same page that shows you all this. So people can start to do the safety course, which is free. If they want to go more specialist, they can pay for that. But these are free as well. And it really just, some people are real learners straight away, aren't they? So that's a really useful link there. Then we've got the explaining LRP as well, which we know is on the back of the booklet as well. And I think that's pretty much everything there. But what we will be adding in is the little clipboard with the regime, because I know this is probably one of the most important things when it comes to doing a wellness consultation. People have got the royals, it's like, right, what do I do with it? So using the sample wellness routine, and based on their answers about the 3 concerns, we can encourage them to start to fill in their own. Like, what do we need to do for your dodgy D or whatever it is? A bit of a regime, let's make a roller up, things like that, putting it on in the morning, putting it on during the day. And then that's something that's really empowering, because I think writing something down, I know the Live Guide had something similar, but I didn't find it as useful. It's very small and I couldn't put a lot of info on. So I thought, we've got suggested regime if they've got the daily habits kit, but also the oils as well. So there's everything, and they could even just try that to start with. Let's say if they're just a general person with no main issues, I would say have a go with that and see how you get on. Start the day with balance, put lemon oil in water, take your vitality supplement, get wild orange and peppermint in the diffuser to create a positive atmosphere. In the afternoon, inhale peppermint. Apply the soothing blend for waking muscles, and then set your diffuser at the end of the day with lavender, wild orange, or air, blah, 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 blah. So apply a drop of frankincense under the tongue before you sleep to help calm the body. That is one of the biggest tips, isn't it? It's amazing. So that's basically the wellness consultation. You've got the LRP video there, but you could just say, this is how I sort of suggest LRP, because when you're chatting, they may say, oh, I need, you may already find that they may need 1 or 2 extra oils like copaiba, etc. The best way to shop when you're running out of your lemon oil, because you're going to be using it every day, you're going to be using your frankincense every day. When you run out, the best way to shop is on the loyalty rewards program, and then you can just explain that there. Really, so that's basically a bit of a whistle-stop tour of how you can use your starter guide. There's much more ways to use it, but generally that's the basics that we've used it, and we have been really blown away by the results. So I'm going to just say to everyone, thank you for joining us, and stop recording and just open it up if in case anyone's got any questions.